Ambassador Kelthrix of the Vortan Confederacy had seen many things in his 3 centuries of diplomatic service. He had negotiated treaties with the crystalline Gelnari, mediated disputes between the aquatic Deep Mind Collective and the methane-breathing Korth, and once even shared a meal with a living nebula. But nothing in his vast experience had prepared him for the human sitting across from him in the council chamber. The Galactic Assembly had categorized Earth as a Class 7 minor world when humanity first achieved faster-than-light travel 20 standard years ago. The classification was generous, some said. Earth had no exotic resources, no unique technologies, and its inhabitants possessed no remarkable biological advantages. They were carbon-based, oxygen-breathing bipeds, the galaxy's most common and unremarkable configuration. The Assembly granted them observer status and promptly forgot about them. Ambassador Kelthrix, the human said, her voice steady and cold. The Vortan Confederacy has 3 standard days to withdraw from the Kepler 442 system. Kelthrix's 4 eyes blinked in astonishment. His translator implant must be malfunctioning. I beg your pardon, Observer Chen? It's Ambassador Chen now, she corrected. Earth was granted full Assembly membership 6 months ago. You didn't attend the ceremony. A bureaucratic oversight. I'm sure, Kelthrix said, waving a dismissive appendage. He hadn't attended because Earth's elevation to full membership was a joke among the Assembly's inner circles. They had no military to speak of, no economic leverage, no allies of consequence. But surely you jest about Kepler 442. That system has been Vortan territory for 400 years. Ambassador Chen's expression didn't change. It was also home to a human colony for the past 15 years. Your forces attacked it yesterday. 40,000 civilians are dead. Kelthrix felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. He hadn't authorized any such action, but the military wing of the Confederacy often acted independently. I was not informed. I will investigate immediately. I'm certain this was an unfortunate misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding, Chen said. Your admiral sent a message before the attack. He said humans should know their place, and that Earth was a minor world playing its significance. She stood, her small frame somehow dominating the room. 3 days, Ambassador. Withdraw completely, or face the consequences. Kelthrix would have laughed if not for the absolute certainty in her eyes. Earth had 12 colony worlds and perhaps a few hundred ships. The Vortan Confederacy controlled 300 systems and maintained a fleet of 15,000 vessels. Ambassador Chen, please be reasonable. Earth cannot threaten the Confederacy. The disparity in our capabilities is 3 days. She left without another word. Kelthrix reported the conversation to the Confederacy High Command, expecting them to share his amusement. Instead, they sent a battle fleet of 3,000 ships to Kepler 442, not to withdraw, but to reinforce. It was meant as a message. A minor world needed to learn humility. 2 days later, Kelthrix received an emergency summons to the Assembly's observation deck. He arrived to find it packed with representatives from every major power in the galaxy. The massive view screen showed a live feed of the Kepler 442 system. What is this about? He demanded. No one answered. They simply stared at the screen. Then he saw it. The human fleet emerged from hyperspace like a swarm of locusts. Thousands of ships. Then tens of thousands. Then hundreds of thousands. They kept coming, each wave larger than the last, until the very stars were obscured behind the metal tide. The sensors struggled to count them all before giving up and simply displaying, "Count exceeds measurement capacity." Impossible, Kelthrix whispered. Ambassador Chen appeared on a secondary screen. For 20 years you ignored us. You dismissed us. You didn't ask what a minor world might be capable of when left to itself. Her image was calm, but her words cut like monomolecular wire. Earth has 14 billion people, Ambassador. Our resources are abundant. Our industrial capacity knows few limits. And we've spent 2 decades building ships in silence while the galaxy looked away. The first Vortan fleet opened fire. Their weapons were sophisticated, their tactics proven over centuries of warfare, but the human fleet didn't flinch. For every human ship destroyed, 10 more took its place. For every human casualty, they seemed to grow more determined. The battle lasted 7 hours. When it ended, the Vortan fleet was gone. Not retreating, gone. The human armada remained, barely diminished, a dark cloud that blotted out the stars. "We are not conquerors," Ambassador Chen continued. "We don't want your territory or your resources. We want to be left alone to grow, to prosper, to live in peace." She paused. "But if you force our hand, you'll learn what happens when you back a minor world into a corner." Kelthrix felt his political career crumbling around him. The other ambassadors were already murmuring, calculating, reassessing. Earth had just demonstrated military capacity that rivaled the 3 largest powers in the galaxy combined, and if they could build such a fleet in secret. "How?" he finally asked. "How did we not know?" Chen's smile was thin. "You didn't ask. You assumed. You saw what you expected to see, a primitive, unremarkable world. You forgot that humanity spent 10,000 years fighting itself before we reached the stars. We know war, Ambassador. We know it in our bones, in our history, in our nightmares. We hoped never to use that knowledge again." She leaned forward and her eyes were hard as diamond. "You made us remember." The transmission ended. The observation deck fell silent. Kelthrix understood then what the galaxy had overlooked. Humans had no exotic biology, no ancient technology, no psychic powers, but they had something more dangerous. The memory of endless war, industrial capacity beyond measure, and the sheer bloody-minded determination to survive at any cost. The Vortan Confederacy withdrew from Kepler 442 within the day. The Galactic Assembly held an emergency session and officially reclassified Earth from a minor world to a major power. The vote was unanimous. No one wanted to be the next to test humanity's patience. And in the void of space, the human fleet slowly dispersed, returning to hidden shipyards scattered across 100 worlds. Waiting. Watching. Ready. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Never underestimate the species that learn to dream among the stars while building weapons in the dark.